Hello guys, Lightning Sane here, and today we're doing a review of Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. So, I haven't been on YouTube for a while, but I'm going to start regular uploads again. Anyways, let's begin. Frieza's first appearance is in the afterlife in a happy place, a true personal hell for Frieza, which I think is befitting of the Emperor. Anyways, I found this pretty funny, to be honest. Anyways, noticeably, through these latest movies, we've seen an appearance of the Pilaf gang a lot more. I feel like they're used to show periods of Dragon Ball. The Pilaf gang, DB, the Z Fighters, Z, and Beerus, Super. This makes it easier for earlier fans to watch, in my opinion, along with the inclusion of fan favourite songs such as Head Shalar. Along with Frieza, it feels like it's trying to get old fans into the new movies, which due to the periods of times passing, I think is a good idea. Anyways, once they use the PS Gang's Dragon Radar to resurrect Frieza, and then put him in his regeneration pods, Frieza bursts out of his regeneration pod, showing his true power and a sense of intimidation for new fans. Frieza, to test his skills, uses them on somebody, which I believe is a Frieza-like thing to do. He uses people to prove his points a lot, as I stated back in my Broly movie review. Anyways, Frieza, as usual, gets very easily angered, another thing that's part of his character. We also learn later on that he knows about Boo and Beerus, which I find interesting. I think what would be pretty cool if there was a manga or anime made based on Frieza that showed his previous, well, before he met Goku and Namek. Would be pretty cool though. Anyways, Frieza later on states that if he trains for 4 months, he could reach a power level of 1.3 million. But this slightly confuses me. In his second form, he's way stronger than that. Does he mean that in his first form he'll get that strong? Or has he gone that weak over the years? Or does Frieza just not know how to do math? Yeah, anyways, we'll get to that anyways later. Anyways, sorry for saying anyways a lot. Later on in the movie, after Frieza's 1.3 million statement, Jocko arrives on Earth, and we learn that to some, well, Beerus is a legend, which I find an interesting topic. Again, I think getting a backstory on Beerus a lot more, because there's a lot of things that shroud Beerus in a lot of mystery, such as his brother Champa being a god of destruction in Universe 6. It'd be nice to know a bit more of the rules and his previous life, and you know, because there's a lot of points that are brought up in this movie that are pretty interesting, which could be later expanded on, which I think would be lots more interesting. Also, I find Jocko really funny. Anyways, Krillin being a police officer shows of his personal life, and I think it's a personal nice touch. It shows that Krillin has a life other than beating up bad guys such as baseball. We then go back to Frieza on his ship. Everyone bows and talks him with fear, showing his true power. Again, this was also shown in the Broly movie. I think in a lot of these adaptations of Frieza, they're getting him correct in my opinion. So, we then hear some energized music as we switch to Goku and Vegeta versus Whis. The way Whis just casually fights Goku and Vegeta shows off his power very effectively, especially with old and newer fans, because we all know how strong Goku and Vegeta is. Seeing someone casually just beat them up and just mantle them is a good way to show off a character's strength, as we've seen in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and later on Super. Along with this, there's a lot of Ultra Instinct foreshadowing, which I think is a nice touch all around. Anyways, after the fight, outlines Goku and Vegeta's weaknesses. He states Goku's overconfident, which, in my opinion, I don't think Goku really is overconfident. But I'll probably get to that in Goku's own separate video or another review. Anyways, he then says Goku gets too relaxed during a fight, and then proceeds to sucker punch him to prove this. I think it's pretty stupid, because him sucker punching Goku proves absolutely nothing. Why should Goku be on edge? Plus earlier Weezard also stated to Vegeta that he's not very relaxed and should be more relaxed, but then proceeds to tell Goku that's a bad thing for him because he gets too relaxed, even though he should be relaxed. This is just stupid. Anyways, let's continue. Later on, Jocko informs the Z fighters that Frieza's coming. They all gang together and get ready to fight. Then Frieza comes down and yeah, the fight begins. Master Roshi being in the fight makes no sense. And even if he was being trained a lot since the gap between Super and Dragon Ball Z, I still think this is ridiculous. Master Roshi is super old, and what reason would he seriously have to train? Because they don't even say he has been training, so there's really no reason Master Roshi should be able to fight Frieza soldiers, or you can say, well, Frieza soldiers are fodder, but they've still got the parallels to the thousands, the 20,000s, and a couple probably in the 30,000s. You think Master Roshi can seriously, even in his buff form, be able to fight these people? I just think it's really stupid. Anyways, later on, we see Frieza's gains from his training, which is stupid. He's able to breach a gap from Namek all the way to Super. It's just ridiculous. It baffles me that someone thought this was a good idea, because it's really just not, and it's seriously stupid. Like, how crazy is Frieza's potential? Yeah, we've seen some crazy potentials in Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, but this is just like on the next level. The stuff was seriously this much of a rush. But there is possible ways to get Frieza to be able to do this. One, extend the gap to around a year of Frieza training, and then you can use some, crazy hacks to help Frieza in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, and usually every series. There's reasons to explain why characters get from a strength of this much to that much, point A to B. But all we hear from Frieza is that he's strong, and he's got very high potential. He trained for 4 months. Reasonable source. Yeah, he has a high potential. Maybe get from like a Frieza Saga level all the way to the Cell Saga level. Even though that is still a stretch of the imagination, it's still a lot more possible than what's happened here. Frieza, a galactic emperor, should have a lot of knowledge on a lot of different planets. It'd been a lot more understandable if Frieza had gone to a planet, got some training from there, and maybe found his own version of the hyperbolic time chamber, or got some actual decent training from. This 4-month thing just doesn't make sense. Who thought in the Toei staff that this was a good idea? Anyways, later on, Goku and Vegeta arrive on the scene as Goku begins to fight Frieza. During their fight, Super Saiyan Blue is revealed, and I don't like it. It doesn't have any alluding to, foreshadowing, or even being used before this fight, or even an explanation on how he achieved it. I just really don't like this form. I think they're just, at this point, they're pumping out forms left and right when they seriously just don't need to be doing it, or at least make it meaningful or something. It just kind of comes out of nowhere, and I just don't like it that much. Anyways, I do like Frieza and Goku's fight. It's flashy and a just good bit of fun. But when they switch to these weird models, it looks really tacky. I also enjoyed the music along with Vegeta's portion fighting Frieza. There's also some good bits of animation. But eventually, Frieza's brought to his knees, And then Goku gets shot in the back by Sorbet, which is stupid. It's not even like he went into his base form. He was still in Super Saiyan Blue. So he's saying a blaster can pierce Goku even in his Super Saiyan Blue state. That doesn't make any sense. It's not like, even if he had his guard down, the state should have kept him at least some endurance. But that's a little bit of nitpicking. Anyways, Frieza's torture of Goku was fine. And the rest of the movie was just kind of fine and average. Yeah, with that, the main body of the review is over. Let's get into some afterthoughts. This, in my opinion, is my least favourite movie I've reviewed so far. I can notice a lot more of the cracks forming in this. And I'm just not into this. Frieza was fine, except from his stupid power-up. I didn't like Whis' critiques of Goku. I think they were a lot more stupider. Goku is lenient, and is merciful. He wants a new challenge. If Whis had brought that up, that is perfectly correct. Also, the way that they're about to give Vegeta the victory and kill Frieza, but then they just steal it away from him all of a sudden. They flippin' even wrapped it in a present up, about to hand it to him, but then Frieza destroys the planet, and then, Whis brings them back in time. I just didn't like that. At least just give Vegeta the victory here. Come on, people. Does Goku always have to be the one to secure all the victory? Can't Vegeta have some time as well? But yeah. Anyways, the rest of the movie was fine. It had some decent music. Frieza's fight with Goku and Vegeta was fine, except from that Whis turning back time and Goku, killing Frieza. I didn't like that too much again. But this movie was decent. By far my least favourite one, again, I have reviewed. Yeah, that's all I've got to cover. And anyways, with my review done, Lightning Saiyan out!